This morning, I get a message from a 202 number. First, it said a 301 number, and then when I called it back, it was a 202 number. To check my messages, some kind of way, it said 202. So basically, what it seems like, before I get into the story, you can order these phone numbers that will show up a different number than the one you're calling from. So anyways, I took a break at work to go call this number back because, like I said, I'm working on paying back my taxes that I owe. Not a problem. I'm doing what I have to do. So I called them back, and I'm always pleasant because everyone at the IRS has always been extremely pleasant with me. I've never had a bad experience. Matter of fact, whenever I call someone to get some customer service handled, I'm always extremely polite, respectful. You get so much more from that, but that's another video. So I called back, and it's this man with this Pakistani Indian accent. And he first asked me, "Is this your correct number?" And I said, "Well, you have my number. Yes, that's my correct number." And he didn't go too much more into it. And then he asked me my name, "Is this Taji Raouf?" And I go, yeah, this is me. And so I clarified only one thing for him. And then he begins to tell me that I will be arrested today, this morning. They will come to my house. They will come to my job. They will revoke my driver's license. They will take everything out of my bank account. They will take everything I own. I own a used car. They said they're going to take my used car. They're going to arrest me. They might come to my job if I do not pay $2,000 today. I said, "Sir, you're really fussing at me and being argumentative, and I'm trying to get some questions answered. Can you answer my questions?" And I hadn't answered the questions yet, but he hung up on me. I'm like, this doesn't sound right, but I'm still thinking I'm talking to the IRS. So I called them back. Their number's in my caller ID. I need before I give you $2,000, I need some more clarification on what you need. So I'm asking him, I'm saying, "Okay, so if I pay you this $2,000, my accountant, which I have now, will, do I still need to file my taxes?" He said, "Your CPA has nothing to do with this, and you have to pay now or we will arrest you." I said, "Sir, I'm sure that your job is pretty harsh and is a hard job. Can you just calm down and kind of answer my questions?" Click. He hangs up on me. I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm getting a little bit worried. Why is the IRS doing all this? Let me get to the bottom of this because I don't want to be arrested. I don't want to be like Orange is the New Black up in here because of some taxes that I owe and I need to pay. So I called back for the third time. And I said, "Okay, sir, so you want me to pay now?" It's the same guy. He answers. I said, "You want me to pay now?" I was like, "You're not really answering my questions. Let me speak to your supervisor." "You can't speak to my supervisor." Red flag number one. It was another few red flags, but that was the first one. I was like, this doesn't seem right. I can't speak to your supervisor? No, you cannot. You will have to call him back. He's busy right now. "Well, I need to speak to your supervisor. What's his number?" Click. So he hung up on me. And at this time, he's really getting upset, right? So the fourth time I call him back, I say, "Okay, so can you explain? Because you hung up on me 3 times. I'm trying to rectify the situation." I'm in it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Am I going to be arrested? Are they going to come into my job? Am I going to go home and see the police sirens? What's going on? Are they going to go on my account, take all my money? Is my car going to be in my parking space? So this is what I'm thinking. So I'm kind of panicking. So I call him back the fourth time. I said, "Sir," and he had me riled up because he started the situation upset, angry and antagonistic and fussing. I said, "Okay, so what's going on?" "Well, you need to pay right now." I need to pay right now. The only time I can pay is Friday. I can pay you on Friday. I'm still trying to get some time, still trying to get a payment plan. In my head, I'm like, okay, well, how much can I pay you on Friday? "You have to pay all of it." And he was like, "You don't have any friends, any family?" I said, "I don't have any friends or family that I can just ask right now today for $2,000, And at this point, when he started asking that, I'm like, wait a minute. This doesn't sound right. And then he said, "Liar." I said, "What?" And then he asked me where I worked. I said, I actually said a little bit of where I worked. He said, "Oh, so you're in college." He didn't hear where I worked. I was like, goodness, because the way my job sounds, it sounds like I work at a college. I work for a nonprofit, but that's besides the point. But And when he called me a liar, when he didn't know where I worked, when he couldn't say my street, my full street address, the only information he got from me was my name, and that was it, right? So the red flag went off. I said, you know what? And then I said, okay. He said, call me back in an hour so you can pay. I said, this doesn't sound right. This does not sound right. So then I went online, I got the IRS number, and I called. I had to be on hold for 30 minutes, and I said, ma'am, I don't know what just happened, but I know I've been talking to your office, and I'm going to give you all my information, and I'm going to tell you what just happened to me. So she took all my information. She looked all my stuff up. She said, yeah, we have you in the system. We have you that we've communicated with you. We have that we sent letters out. And I told her the whole story, just like I'm telling you guys. And she said, yes, there has been a scam going around for years where people are calling, claiming to be the IRS. And it's an IRS phone scam. And I said, well, he sounded like he was from India or Pakistan or the Middle East or something like that. Or India. He just didn't sound like he worked in the IRS office. And I said he was extremely rude and he called me a liar. And then she said, oh my gosh, he was really being mean to you. I said, yeah, the liar part, I understand. Like, if you skip out on taxes, you guys know if we're lying. Like, you can look at the numbers and you can tell, right? And then when I kept asking him, can I still file after I pay you this? And he would not answer. I said, that's not right. The IRS is about those papers and those numbers matching up. So even if I were to pay you guys back, you would want to see me file still. And he couldn't answer that for me. And it just seemed so odd. She said, that's a scam. And they usually target people. They get numbers from all over the place. They target anybody that they think they can. They target people who may owe, target people who may have been in contact with this office. They target elderly. They target all types of people. And I said, well, I didn't pay anything. And she asked me, did you give a lot of information? I said, I didn't really give a lot of information, but it didn't sound like he was inputting anything into a computer or writing anything down. It seemed to me like they just call. Just boop, 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 call people and they get them to pay. They don't care if you give them the information or what. They just get people to pay. So I said, you know what, ma'am? Thank you so much. She said, you're fine. We have your communication. You're doing what you have to do. And the IRS doesn't antagonize like that. Now, if you owe, we do get upset, but we don't fuss and call people liars or names. And then she said, we would never take payment over the phone for anything, number one. And she said, if it got to the point where we were going to arrest you or revoke anything or take anything, you would have gotten so many different things in the mail that told you this was all about to happen to you. You would have had months and years to get this together, right? And I said, you are so right. Thank you so much. You made me feel so better, much better. She said, be thankful you didn't pay any money. Some people, they ask for $10,000, $5,000, $15,000, right? And I said, wow, that's so sad. I got off the phone and we were done. So then I called the number back because here I'm like, wait a minute, this is a lie. So I called it back. And this time a girl answered, which lets me know they use one of those numbers where they can switch out the number and somebody else has it or whatever. A girl answered. I said, okay, I would like for you guys to take me off of this list. And I just called the examiner, the IRS examiner, and they helped me handle the situation. Click. She didn't even ask me anything else. So I called back because I'm like, wait a minute, I need to talk to somebody. After that man had went off on me and was so rude, oh no, I need to talk to somebody, right? So I called back, same young lady. I said, I'd like you to take me off of the list. She still sounded like she was Indian or something like that, or Pakistani or from the Middle East, or she just didn't seem like she was from America, or maybe she's American, but she still had an accent. She said, okay, click. And then I said, let me call one more time. I called this time and I got an American woman. I said, I called the examiner's office and very condescending. Yeah. I said, take me off the list. Yeah. So basically, this scam is nationwide. This scam is hurting people. People are losing so much money thinking they owe these people money. And it's not the IRS. And then I went online, they're doing it for IRS, they're doing it for utilities, they're doing it for like different like bills that you may have. They're using whatever they can, like the more weighty stuff that people care about, probably like a utility bill, an IRS bill, any bills that could you feel that you might be in a lot of trouble. They're using it. That like they're threatening a lot of people with a lot of things, and it's horrible. So then I'm done. So basically, what you need to do if you get one of these calls is you need to call the IRS immediately. If you owe money, just get over the fear and call IRS and see if it's really them. Number one. Or you can go online. There's a helpline that you can call for the IRS to tell them that you got this phone call. And then if you want to handle your owe money to the IRS situation later, go ahead and do that. But do not pay anyone any money over the phone. And he didn't get to the level, but online they say they take prepaid cards or wire transfers. When has the IRS taken money that way? They take that good old check or money order and nothing over the phone, or they do an electronic hooked up to your bank account, your checking account, and they take that money out. So if you get one of these calls for a utility bill, IRS bill, please, please, please do not give them any money. And you will be able to tell immediately, because they're going to sound really condescending. They're going to be very mean to you. They may even hang up on you. They may call more than once. They're going to call you names because he called me a liar, so I'm sure they call other people names. And just imagine if I didn't know, or if I was an old person or an elderly person, I would have got scared. Think about it. If someone calls me and says, you owe this money, we're going to take everything you own, that means all that they see their whole life flash in the front of their eyes. They're thinking like, I'm going to lose my home, I'm going to lose my car, my boat, my motorcycles. Oh my gosh, let me hurry up and pay. And then these people just get away with all this money. So far, they have gotten $5 million out of Americans who do not know about this scam. And I feel sorry for them for doing this. And God will handle them accordingly. Number one, the person who's in charge of this scam and the people he's making or she's making work for him. It is horrible. She is making these people get so mean. And also, when I calmed the guy down from fussing at me, he changed the script, and I was like, this sounds so scripted. It didn't sound genuine. He started calling me dear and yeah, but in America we say ma'am and yes, I understand. Not I understand, dear, and this is what I know, dear, and okay, dear. I'm like, this is not right. Like, when he started using that script, I said everything that he was doing was extremely scripted, but it was a horrible script that if you understand customer service on any level, what they were doing was totally unethical. It's unethical to steal, but the way they were communicating from the customer service point of view was extremely unethical, because yes, you want your payment, but you don't call people names, and you don't say you're going to take everything from them. Most times when it's in that kind of situations and you agree that you want to pay, there's a payment plan that you can sign up for. There's some months that they give you to pay yourself back. They don't just say, give us all your money. So just know that scam is going around. Be very